the last year and a half, and maybe some of you have seen those, David, Ina, and myself have been hosting an online show. It was next in the time of Corona. Amsterdam, Hamburg, and London together, or Duivendrecht, rather in my case. We would always invite our guests on a special journey. We'd interview them, super interesting interviews, go see them. But we also would ask them a few questions. And those questions are, what if we have to prepare for a new society? Well, David, you tell the story.
Yes, I will tell the story. Thank you, Monique. Okay, people in the room, people on the live stream, I'm going to take you on a journey. Just imagine this. It is the near future, and there is a crisis on planet Earth. Not so hard to imagine, given some of the stuff we've heard this morning. There's a crisis on planet Earth, and amid that crisis, a team of scientists hatch a daring plan. Along with 1,000 specially selected pioneers, they want to travel far beyond the solar system to the planet next one. And there they're going to build a permanent base, a new home for human beings, a new society. Now, thanks to your achievements in many realms, technology, design, digital, and because you're very special next attendees, you have been chosen to be among those 1,000 people before you board the rocket which is waiting outside to take us to planet next one. There are 3 questions we need you to answer, and we are very interested to hear how you will answer them. And Monique will now tell you all about question number 1.
Well, indeed, question number 1, because with this room and the people watching online, we have our 1,000 together, right? We have our community here. So the question for all of you in the room, and also those of you watching online, is going to be, what is the one luxury item you are going to take on this trip? Now, when I say go, what I want you to do is think of an answer, and those here, turn to your neighbor, somebody in the room, and discuss that answer with them. Tell them what luxury item you would bring, because you need to share this information. So when I say go, discuss what luxury item you're going to bring, and then at the end, share it with us via the system. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, 90 seconds, go. And you start talking to each other.
Go, discuss,
yeah,
share ideas.
Around,
you need to have ideas, so you have to share with others.
You're in this room, not for us, you're in this room for each other as well.
Me, we'll be back.
On the trip together.
Now, you may not think it's so luxurious, but try living without it. Now, over a couple billion people in the world don't have access to sort of decent indoor plumbing and sanitation, and I can tell you it is a luxurious product, and I want to make sure I have indoor plumbing wherever I'm going.
And those other 999 people will come to your house for a shower, right?
And then maybe I can charge a pretty penny. See?
Hey, you've got a business model as well. Very clever.
I hope these don't get me kicked out. I'm thinking I would like a complete mushroom spore kit.
All right.
Of all kinds of mushrooms, because I feel like the sacred plant medicines of Earth shouldn't be left behind, and I don't know if they're going to have mushrooms on the new planet. So yeah, I want to bring a kit with like a variety of different teaching plants.
Duct tape. Duct tape. You know what that is? It's like the really strong silver. I think if you're, I don't know, it just sounds to me like you're describing Ganymede and The Expanse, but that would be hard to manufacture off planet, and I would bring as much duct tape as I possibly could.
One object would be an oven to bake young bread. As I learned to bake bread during the pandemic.
Talk to each other? Okay, you have discussed with each other, but we also want your answer. So now your mind is to settle on this one luxury item you want to take, and then put it into Menti, just like you did with the Timandra. Put it into Menti, same code, same everything, should still be on your phone, and tell us what luxury item you will bring.
Guitar, library full of books. Any musical instrument, iPhone, I don't know if you're going to get reception on Planet Next One. Piano, bottle of champagne.
Ooh, that's very lovely.
Yeah, that's nice. iPad.
We answered those questions ourselves as well. I gave the totally Dutch answer. My luxury item was going to be a fantastically good, sturdy, with a basket bicycle. So very luxurious
Very
life
wise.
I live. David, what was your
I know
answer?
you've been biking around Hamburg too. Mine was going to be, well, I said to you an infinite supply of tea. I suppose I'm not allowed an infinite supply because that won't fit on the rocket, so I'll just take a box of tea. Because I'm British, if there's no tea on this planet, I'll have to fly back, and that would be awkward, especially with all the corona tests we have to do. Look, hi-fi, golf club, someone wants to play golf. My analog watch, yeah. Okay, iPod. Apple are very successful on Planet Next One. Apple really rule Planet Next One. Okay, we've seen those answers. We move on to question 2, right? Question number 2. You will see it on the screen in front of you. The question is, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, who? Name one special person you want to take with you to Planet Next One. We typically say, look, your closest relatives are coming with you, so you don't have to say, my children and my mum and my dad. They are lucky enough, thanks to you, to be going to Next One as well. Name one exceptional person. Doesn't have to be someone you know, someone you look up to, someone whose work you love, anything like that. Name one special person you want to take. Okay, turn to your friends, discuss for 90 seconds, make up your mind, get ideas, and then we'll ask you to put it into Menti. So over to you for 90 seconds again.
And find somebody else to talk to if you have
generator
several people around you.
to pick
turn
my
around.
person.
One exceptional person I want to take with me on the planet. Man, I don't know. Alive or dead? Is there some constraint? Do we have the technology to? Oh man, I would take a dead David Bowie.
Okay, maybe you'll find the technology to rejuvenate him.
With the washlet. There's just something about Next One and that Toto washlet that somehow rejuvenates the dead. That's my hope.
Can I name 2? Because they're kind of a set.
We'll bend the rules, yeah, sure.
Okay. I would say Michelle Sharpenter and Jennifer Doudna. They just won the Nobel for CRISPR. And if I wanted to have 2 minds with me on this journey in support of furthering humanity and making sure we survive, it would be those 2 unbelievably talented, brilliant women.
So this one was actually super easy because her name came into my head straight away. It's an economist who has come up with a very, very practical and insightful way of managing economies called donut economies. It's a woman called Kate Raworth. And Kate brings together a lot of other thinking, like the work of people like Eleanor Ostrom and many others, into a single, manageable, understandable, and rather breakthrough idea. But the best thing about Kate is that she's actually working with many countries and cities to implement her ideas of donut economics. And I can imagine on Next One, that would be a good way of organizing these economic resources.
I would choose Sarah Silverman. Also, in the next world, we are still humans and we need humor and people who address social taboos in our white spaces and hold up mirror tops.
I would take all of you, first of all. and I'm assuming I can take my daughters, but the other person I want it to be a young person. A hopeful person, somebody who embodies wisdom and compassion and kind of lead us on our emotional journey. I'm sure it's going to stir up a lot of interesting feelings, and so I would take Malala.
Okay. I remember when we asked the question, I had two women in mind, but it would be either one or the other. I went with Jacinda Ardern, but today, if you ask me today, of course I'd say I'd take Angela Merkel. Any society is better with Angela Merkel, am I right?
Good call.
So I would take her.
Good call.
Who are you taking along? Put it in Menti.
Look,
Put it in Menti.
Someone talented in fixing stuff. My best friend, a stranger, Bear Grylls. Who said Bear Grylls? George Lucas. People are saying my mum and my relatives, I expected that. Elon to tell me what to do. Yeah, good call. I'm sure he'd tell us what to do. My cat and my dog.
Those are luxury items.
Maybe issues there. Mark Curtis, a dentist, an entertainer. Yeah, it's a mixture of creative
Francesca
and practical.
Bria. Okay, there you go.
Luxury toolkit. Elon Musk again. That's going to cause tension with all the Apple devices. Elvis. Elvis, Angela Merkel. There you go. Someone agrees with you. All right.
All right, we have
Hit us with question number 3.
One last question for you. One last question before we go into the break. Name one law that bans something from Planet Next forever. And this is a philosophical question. So, okay, we've already taken care of no murdering and no stealing. So, what's the law that you would want to bring to Planet Next? What is the one law where you think like, okay, this will make this a great society? Okay, talk to each other. Yes, 90 seconds, you can do it.
90 seconds, what are you going to ban from
last moment, last moment. Make new friends. That's what this event is about. And everybody online, talk to the people in the room or chat online, but also send your answers via Menti because you're much part of this event as the people in the room. So there you go, 90 seconds now.
Go, discuss 90 seconds.
What happens is, the governors of this new world are going to be able to invest to keep the world safe.
One law, I banned something. Can I ban the death penalty? I would ban the death penalty. I would ban.
Don't talk that much.
Yeah, if I could, I would ban all
that they're sharing
violence against humans.
So that would be gain-of-function research. Gain-of-function research is when you take existing biological material and you try to mutate the hell out of it to see how bad it might get. And there's really only 2 reasons to do that. One is in the days before computation, which is now, you would try to anticipate mutations, but you can do that computationally. You don't need live specimens. The others is for, the other reason is biological warfare. I don't think we should have either one of those things. That would be the first law, would be as we're terraforming and doing experiments and trying to survive, gain-of-function research is banned.
I would prefer a no-meat society. So no killing of animals.
That bans something. Okay. So I read this question, understood this question as create one law that you would bring with you. So I'm going to give you that answer instead. And then we can reverse it. So the one law I would bring with us, because it is so easy to explain and it is common across cultures, whether they are Buddhist or Hindu or Abrahamic tradition, is the golden rule, which is to treat others as you would be treated. So if there was one thing we would ban, the law would be, let's ban the idea that you might treat someone in a way that you wouldn't like to be treated yourself.
Here's what I would suggest. I would say ban bans. And here's what I'm talking about, is that, banning is an intellectual laziness. Because when you ban something, it's a black and white issue. Because you see it as, you should ban, anti-privacy apps or, which loses all nuance, all context. And basically what we need today is good governance. We need governance which is thoughtful, which is getting boring with the details, because there is no black and white in here. And that is, I think, banning is usually the resort of authoritarian leaders who say, I am going to ban the usage of this public space for blah, So yeah, let's ban bans now.
All right. What you saw on the videos, for those that listened and didn't do what we were asking to do, talk to each other, those were people we interviewed in the show. You can always go online and find our answers. But right now, what is the law?
What did you say? Look.
Oh, somebody banned Newton's law of physics. I like that one.
Guns and ammunition. Yeah, they're banning money, anti-capitalist statement. Banning being an asshole. I mean, we would all agree with that. Banning weapons, be kind. Yeah, so we have a mixture of laws and bans. Social media is forbidden. Do not lie. Yeah, those two go together. No religion, no Instagram. No leaf blowers. No more VAR. Someone's been watching football. Yeah, money, wealth tax. I don't know if they mean they want to ban a wealth tax or they want a wealth tax. Okay, we're going to have to argue about that on the ship on the way. Apple and Facebook, any other big companies as moral authorities? Yeah, feels good. No more meetings.
All right, no more meetings.
Very wise, very wise.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is next until the break, so you're going to go out and have lunch and find it somewhere, but Daniel will give instructions. There was one question we also asked the people, the guests on our show, that we didn't ask you now, but maybe if you're out there and you meet each other, you can discuss amongst yourselves, and that was, what is one great tradition from planet Earth that you would bring to this new planet? It's a nice, nice thing to think about. So if you are at a loss of what to discuss over lunch, there you go. What's one great tradition? See you after lunch. And Daniel, you're wrapping us up here, right? Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Monique and David.
Thank you.
That was very interesting.